Welcome to the Ministry Chick Network podcast. I'm Melissa Mashburn. Women in ministry are some of the most capable leaders I know. And also, unfortunately, some of the loneliest. And not because they're doing anything wrong, but because they're often the only one in the room who looks like them, leads like them, or carries what they carry. Today, Dr. Brandy Baxter is turning the tables a little bit, and she's going to be asking me some questions. And I'm going to tell you the full story of what we've built, what we've learned, why it exists now. And it's the room that we always meant to create. So this one's a little different, but we're going to get into it. So welcome to the Ministry Chick Network podcast.
All righty, ladies, this is the conversation you've been waiting for, especially if you've been following us. You know that there has been a lot of movement in Ministry Chick Network. So, Melissa, why don't you start with kind of telling us where this all came from, the idea for the membership? What were we trying to build, and what did we think it was going to be?
What did we think it was going to be? Honestly, here's the thing. As a woman that has been in the ministry space for 25 years, all the different hats and roles and titles and all the different things that I've worn, I wrote that book, the Ministry Chick book, because I wanted it to be a guide for women to be able to understand. It was what I wish I had. And so when it came time to creating the membership, it was kind of the same thing. All right, here's the book. It's like, let's go, boots on the ground. But it's short and simple. Like, it's a one and done, you move on kind of thing. The membership wasn't a way for me. I'm big on community. And so going along with a group of people has always been near and dear to my heart. But this was a place where we could craft an environment where you're around women that are like you, that want to learn and grow and want to do a little bit more and want to be challenged and want to see what else God has in store for them, but also have a place where we could have some real honest conversations about some of the unique challenges and opportunities that come along with being a woman in ministry leadership.
So, you talked about you wrote the book. You
hmm
started the network. What
hmm
was, if you had to sum it up in like a few words, what was the biggest gap that you saw for women in ministry?
Training, coaching, development, all day, all day,
Mm.
all day. Because it's so different. It is different.
Mhm.
Yes, leadership is leadership. And there's elements, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter anything like that, because it's leadership. But there are some very unique things that come along with being a woman in ministry leadership, especially in a local church, Christian school, nonprofit. It's just different. And your faith
Mhm.
element comes in, and it's a driving force. And depending on your denomination, depending on your congregation, depending on your bylaws, like whatever that looks like in your context, it's a little different for each and every one of us. So trying to understand what that looks like, but not having anybody to talk to, that makes it even harder.
Yeah. Speaking of having someone to talk to, let's let the audience in on some of the conversations we had when we started the membership. What was like version 1? What did that look like?
Oh, I am a swing for the fences kind of girl. So version 1 was robust. It probably would have been somebody's version 10, right? That, I mean, statistically speaking, we built something that was for probably 3, 5 years down the road. It was very, very robust and complicated. And what ended up happening is we had this big aha discovery a couple of years ago that a lot of women don't even identify with the title leader. So why
Mm.
would I invest in courses and membership and coaching and all these other things? I'm not a leader. And then we had like these 3 tiers, and they were great. We spent a lot of time laying out what, like an emerging leader, a seasoned leader, like a legacy leader. Like, we kind of made this whole thing, and then realized not all women identify with being a leader. And so we just gave a lot of options, and it caused analysis paralysis. It caused a little bit of confusion, and it caused a little bit of self doubt, because they're like, hey, that's great. I love what they're doing, but that's not for me.
Mhm. Mhm. We got a lot of feedback from that ministry membership tier process. I remember too, Melissa, we really our heart was in the right place to
Mhm.
create something, to create a space for women at all levels of
Yeah.
ministry. But I know some of the feedback, it really made us pause and take a hard look at, okay, what have we done? What are some things that stand out to you as far as like feedback that you recall hearing during that time?
Um, I don't know which one. That was the biggest question I got. Like, the people were calling me and they're like, I mean, am I this? Am I that? Am wh which one should I do? And I'm like, I don't want to pick this for you because what if I say this and you're like, but I don't do that or I don't want to do that. And so it was about it's almost like when you have you ever been to the Cheesecake Factory, right? And you look at their menu and it's so overwhelming. It's beautiful, but there's so much going on. You're like, I'll just eat the brown bread because that's real the pumpernickel bread or whatever it is just good. I can't make a decision or whatever. Um, it the questions that I got, the most that I got, I don't understand. How does this work? And then which one is for me
Mm.
was really the questions that I got.
Yeah, no, I remember too, just kind of hearing women say similarly, I don't know what to choose.
Mhm.
And I think when we look back, Melissa, we didn't really help them understand what they were going to get from the journey. And so
Agreed.
if they were coming to us looking for community and looking for resources, it was spread across all these different tiers
Yeah,
that it was like, how do I know what tier to pick? But
yeah.
the good news, ladies, is we made a quick pivot. We heard the feedback. We were like, scratch that. Time to
Yep,
simplify,
yep.
move into something that makes more sense. So we took everything that we had spread across three tiers and made one membership. And we're super excited because we also focused on the community aspect. So,
Mhm,
Melissa, I know we have over 3,000 women in our Facebook group, but what the community inside our membership does, it
that's right.
allows the women to have direct access to you, to me, to each
Mhm,
other in the safety and privacy of a
mhm.
private community that's not
Yep,
open to everyone, and they
yep,
can really kind of share from their heart what's
yeah,
going on. One of the things that I do is I put a daily, almost daily, a prompt in there to
yeah,
encourage discussion. And I love seeing the women reflect on the prompts and sharing their personal stories. And so I'm grateful that we recognize the
uh-huh,
error in our ways so early. And then we were able to pivot and really create something that I just believe has not only solved the problem for more women, but it's opened the door for more women to come into the room
yeah,
and have a seat at our table.
yeah. What I love that because I'm all about let's make a bigger table so that we all have room, right? But what I love is we took the tiers. It was like a simple, a medium, and a, like, venti. I should go, like, tall, grande, venti, right? So we when we did that, we didn't scale everything down to the tall and charge just for the tall. We scaled everything up. So
Mhm.
everybody got the venti package, like all the things, all the extra things, and the one place where they're all in community together. And I think that was what made me so proud and so excited. It's
Mhm.
all of these extra pieces and parts, and we're like, "You're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it." Like, we want you to have access to this. And so by simplifying it, we didn't simplify it and minimize it. We simplified
Right.
it and maximized it so that when you become a part of the membership community, you are really a part of something bigger than yourself. And like you said, it's not a Facebook group. It's not out in the
Right.
public. You don't have, it's actually 3,700 women. You don't have 3,700 women that you might know or might work with or whatever that are in there. So when you connect with these other women that are in the network, they've already kind of made like this. I don't want to say like this covenant promise, but there's this. this element of, like, this is a safe space, and we are going to
Mhm.
protect it and be there for each other, and that is
Mhm.
so amazing to see.
Mhm. It reminds me of my time in the military, how you're part of a bigger military, right? The Air Force. And then
Mhm.
you're part of the people you serve with at your base. And then you
Yeah.
get even smaller and you're part of your squad. And then even smaller, you're part of your flight. And so, yeah, the Facebook group, that's our bigger community. There's still value added there. But if you
Absolutely.
really want someone who can lock arms with you, walk with you, when we do our monthly coaching calls, we bring real problems, and just to have the other women
Yeah.
sharing their real solutions, their real experiences, every time I leave those calls, I'm so encouraged. What are some
Same.
other things we added to the membership that we maybe didn't have before, Melissa, but we realized there was value in having it this time?
OMG. I love this because this is actually what we're doing right now. It's like a little snippet of some of the stuff that goes on in the membership. We call them little micro sessions. They're 7 to 10-minute little teachings with Brandy and I, and we're digging in on that month's theme and talking. And what the beauty is you've got two coaches, two professional coaches that this is what we do, and we're digging in and giving practical boots on the ground application to whatever that topic is, whether it's navigating gender dynamics, opposition, criticism. We've got some special ones coming up on Enneagram and confidence, and we've got leader know thyself. So we've got like a lot of things. So we'll have like a little micro session about that month's theme. You work through the month's um, successionally, right? So you do month 1 and then you move on or whatever. Right, that's the right word. We've got handouts and we've
Sure.
made a booklet. Yeah, yeah, I'll just make up a word. Worksheets so that you have something in your hands. It's not just all in your head. If you I'm a tactile person, so I like to write. So I made a workbook so that I could print it out and write on it and stuff like that. We have book recommendations that go along with each month's theme that are curated for women in ministry, not just generic leadership reads, which those are great and we love that. Then we've also got a 30-minute bonus teaching that goes a little deeper on what our little micro session was on, but it's from a professional speaker, teacher, whatever. And then, of course, our favorite part is the monthly coaching call where we have access to Brandy and I, and you bring with the other women, you come to the table. We don't have a set agenda. We don't have set questions. It's not a teaching. It's literally us in a room together, a Zoom room. What's going on this month? What do you need help with? How can we help you process? And we just kind of get in the weeds with each other, and you're getting input from women all over the world that are sharing tips and tricks and insights and what they do that maybe you just didn't think of before.
Mhm. You know, Melissa, one of the hidden gems of our membership is the mobile app.
Yes.
I have the easiest time clicking on the mobile app, turning on the audio, listening while I'm walking the dog,
Mhm.
hearing the teaching, hearing the micro sessions, staying connected. And so the versatility in our programming, I think,
Yeah.
has also been a value add versus what we had before
Absolutely.
because it was so complicated. Who got what? Who did what? When? And all the things. And now
Right.
it's easier on us to manage, which means you get more of our time because we're not on the
Yep.
back end doing administrative work, but we're truly in the membership, connecting and building community with the ladies. You know, the other thing that I think is really important for us to remember too is what Melissa said. We didn't water down the tears. We elevated the tears. And so if you're maybe been listening and you're watching and you're thinking, "Oh, I might be interested in the membership." Please know we're not giving you anything less than. We are giving
Mm-mm.
you our best because we believe this is part of
Absolutely.
our ministry and our offering to the Lord. And so
Absolutely.
this is the reasonable service that the Lord has called us to, and we wanted to do it with excellence.
Yes, and that's the beauty of having 2 women. We're both, in ministry, we're both pastors' wives, we're both doing our work that God has called us to, so we know you. We have been you. We
Mhm.
are you. And so listen, we're not cutting anything short when it comes to you. We're constantly creating new content. We're already building out another year of content for the membership because we want to come alongside you. This is the thing that I wish I had. was a resource that could shoot straight. Listen, we're not gonna just do all the fluff and stuff. There's plenty of places. Fluff is great. It's fun. But that's not how God wired us, and so we really want to do practical things and help you have practical solutions for your growth, and so in doing that, everything that we've created is laid out in a way that when you walk away from a micro session or you walk away with the handout or you walk away from the teaching, you're actually walking away with something that you'll be able to apply to your ministry that day, and that is the difference.
Mhm. But Melissa, I think it's important we let our audience know the cost is real, right?
Yep.
You guys, you ladies listening, the time, the energy, the research, all of this did not just magically come out of the air. Even in the
Yeah.
age of AI, we didn't
Nope, it
just
did not.
magically get all of this. There's a cost associated. So I want to just be very honest with you and let you know, yes, there is a cost. But Melissa and I have been very prayerful to make sure that the cost is reasonable
Yep.
and that it is an opportunity for you to get connected with us. So if you're listening in the month of August in 2026 to this podcast, please know that the price is going up in September of 2026. And so we want to encourage you to take advantage. But the other cost that's real is the cost of not joining. So I'm going to tell you a
Mm,
little story, high level, so as to protect privacy. But we have a woman in our membership who someone told her she needed a community of women who were also in ministry. She couldn't
yeah.
find that community at her local church. She couldn't find that community in her local town. She couldn't find that community even in her state. So she went online and started searching for that community and randomly found Ministry Chick Network. She did a little research, she checked us out, and she signed up for the membership without knowing Melissa, without knowing me.
Mhm.
And every time I get a chance to interact with her, she is so grateful for this
Yeah.
community. She is
Yeah.
so grateful for the resources. She literally says to me, Brandy, you all are an answer to prayer.
Mhm.
And it just warms my heart that the Lord has given us an opportunity to be that impactful in someone's life. And so if
Mhm.
you're listening and you're looking around to your left and to your right in your town, your city, and your state, and you don't have other women in ministry who understand it. And being in ministry doesn't mean being on staff.
Yep.
You can be, like
Yep.
Melissa said before, a super volunteer. You could be a stay-at-home mom and your ministry is to your family.
Absolutely.
But if
Absolutely.
you're looking to your left and to your right and you don't find anyone who feels like they understand you, we want to just extend the invitation for you to join us at the Ministry Tick Network. You can check
Ye
us out. Our resources are available. You can visit us. You can even see us in our Facebook group. But we want to let you know that wherever you are in ministry right now, we are the network available for you.
Thank you for saying that, Brandy. That's good. And we want to make sure that you know that we're here for you. This is not just something that we've just done. We have already spent almost 2 years building this. A year and a half technically, and then we did all the changes and stuff like that. And then some of us were sidelined for a little bit. So, but we know that it costs something. It costs time, it costs money, it costs energy, it costs making space in your schedule. It may be a sacrifice in some way, shape, or form. But here's the thing that I do know. The women that are in the network, that are a part of the membership, wouldn't change it for the world because they have found something. And we started when we launched the membership, we launched it at $45 a month because we wanted it to be simple and easy, but that was the launch price. And like I said, that was a year and a half ago because we were still building it. But what exists now, what we're doing now is worth way, way more than that. And that's why we're telling you now that September is when the price is going to start reflecting what it is actually worth. It's going to go to $67 a month. That's $2.23 a day. I'm not a math person, but I did look that up. $2.23 a day. This is not this is not this $2.23 a day to have a community that gets you to be surrounded by women that are continuing to be spurred on in the work that God has called them to grow, to learn, to have industry experts speak in and teach things that you didn't know that you needed to know, but now that you're aware, we talk about awareness all the time. Now that you're aware, it's time to do something about it.
Hmm. If you're watching from the outside, listening from the outside, you've now been invited into the room. And August
Mhm.
is the month to move from wondering to
Mhm.
walking with the Ministry Chick Network.
Mm.
We encourage you to like, subscribe to our channel. Make sure that if this is the podcast for you, that you tell a friend so that she too can hear from us and learn with us and grow with us. We want to also encourage you to check us out at ministrychick.com. Learn more about our membership, the courses we have available, the
Mm.
resources we have available, the community that we are building. We
Yeah.
want you to join us. See you next time.
Bye-bye.